Good weekend. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your weekend edition of your financial market wrap-up. And this is for Friday, the 7th of March, 2025. Now, the first statement, I'm not going to be here next week, starting from Sunday night through Thursday, returning Friday. That's the last of my vacations until we're well into the summer. I've taken 4 days, and I had it all planned out. And on this one, it's a little easier because I'll be out west. The timing for me to do things is actually a little better than when I'm out east. All right. So as you can see, the markets today, a gain in all the stock indices. However, the metal markets gave up and the copper gave up a real lot. I've warned traders here about the copper that you're back and forth as the People's Congress has got their meeting going on, and President Xi and his group are telling us what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and the market will react all over the board. Now, I don't know if you watched today, but President Trump was on TV again, and if you think you're confused, join the rest of everybody. All right. I have no idea when he came on and he talked about, he had just given, as I see it, Canada a reprieve, and now it sounds as though at any moment he could put more tariffs on them. He said he might do it today, he might do it Monday or Tuesday. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe you do, and you can tell everybody else on YouTube what you see. Energy prices up a little bit. The president is looking right now for ways to reward Russia and take off the controls, the caps on the energy that they're forced to live with if they come to the table. At the other hand, he's putting on more bank sanctions on them to get him to the table and accept a deal that makes more sense. So he's playing every which end, as he always does, and this is what you and I have to get used to. All right. Grain markets basically lower on the day. Soybean oil gained a little, not much more that you can say there. And on the dollar, another break. Hasn't cracked the 103 area yet, but it could. Most of the currencies were up today as everybody's trying to figure out with their scratching of their heads what to do. You'll notice I didn't start with any news because you get no government news Monday morning that's of any consequence. So we'll have to see what the weekend news holds, and you know there's always something that is going on. I can tell you as I'm shooting this now, I've heard nothing new against Canada. So we will see where that all goes. All right. As for Bitcoin, it was down $2,200. And what the president did is he did create, if you will, that reserve account that the government's going to control for the Bitcoin. Of course, he had to go in today, and there was a big event where he was talking about with all the people that represent Bitcoin that they'd have had so much more billions of dollars had the Biden administration not sold them off. Well, they still have 16.4 billion, as I see it, in Bitcoin and nearly 400 million in other cryptos. And they're going to hold those and whatever else they get in illegitimate ways that when they capture people and they confiscate the coins, will probably go into that. He made a point of saying that at this point, at least, the federal government is not going to be buying those coins. All right. We'll see. Everything changes very quickly. When I look at the S&P for the week, you were down. And this actually for the month so far. Let me start on the monthly chart of just closes. You're down 3.14%. They're the same for the week because they both started at the same day. And as you could see, this is the first prolonged break, similar to this one that we had before. So you do get these from time to time. Is it a radical change? Is it the trade top? At this time, I think you have to assume it is a trade top in place until it's taken out. And we have to see how the world, how the Federal Reserve, how everyone's going to react as we get into all the tariff wars. Are there going to be wars? Are we going to see countries agree, hey, we are tariffing you this, we're going to remove that? Boom. Or are we going to put ours on? People stand up against us, and away you go with those. Who has the tariffs? Who doesn't? VAT tax. That puts Europe right off the bat in a problem with America, because the Trump administration said that that is a tax. I agree, it is. So you go there, you get your problem. Now, if the money comes back to you, that's one thing. But if it's a permanent VAT tax you don't get back, it's a tariff in a different way. And as you can see, the market down pretty good from there. You can see how the market is rolled over here. You've got a pattern of a higher high and a lower low. You are under the 18-week moving average of closes, so the bias is down in the market. Lower moving averages are all the way down to 5,100 and 46,660 for the 200-day. Those are very far away. I'm not saying they can't be hit, but to get that far down, 600 points, something bad would have to be taking place. And you're already at the lower Bollinger Band. Now remember, in Bollinger Bands, you typically trade within them 95% of the time. That does not mean you can't step out of them. But let me step back here. How often do you see these markets staying out? They push on the bands. They push them out to the upside and downside, but they don't just break away typically. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying what typically happens. So you're getting into an oversold area is the way that I look at it. Momentum down here in the slow stochastic, the momentum indicator, the bias down since you're under the 18-week average, and you're a bit overdone as you're under the lower Bollinger Band. In the Dow, the pattern is lower highs, lower lows. My target is the 42,146 area. We got to the 42,208 area. That could still be hit. Momentum down, bias down, trend down. I think the pros will be aggressive on the sell side at 4380, 43,817 with stops over this week's high of 44,121. Why? Because they're selling the first moving average deal when you've got the pattern of lower highs, lower lows. Do I know they'll do it? Of course I don't. But if you take out this week's high, the odds are you're going to get a run. You've captured the people going short in this area. Unlike the stock market, for every long, there's a short in the futures market. So as you get down here, somebody is short and somebody is long that in order to make the trade price. That doesn't mean they can't come out along the way, but at the end of the day, for every long, there's a short. When you look at the NASDAQ, you have a higher high, lower low. So what you've done in very fast order of 3 weeks has gone from a new high on the move, basically, and gave the whole thing up and came down. I mean, what's it about? It's about NVIDIA giving this up. It's about the other mag stocks all getting hit. Let's face it, what carried this market for the past year and a half have been the Mag 7, and they're the ones that have given up a lot on this trade. Take a look, if you want to, at Tesla, just another stock. It's gone from 470 into the 260s. I mean, that's an awful lot for anybody, including Musk. When you look at the Russell, I have been bearish. I've hit my objectives now. That doesn't mean you can't go lower, but if you were sitting next to me, you'd get an elbow. I go, what are we playing for? It can go down more, but the odds of it are against that. You're down to the 100-day average, just shy of the 200, and you're under the Bollinger Band. To play for anything else doesn't make much sense, and you're oversold on top of it. That is not a buy signal, just logic. Maybe you pick up some chips here, or all of them. In the 5-year note, you rallied all the way up to the upper Bollinger Band this week and stopped. And that's what I teach. When you don't have an embedded reading and you get up to a Bollinger Band, be it on a daily chart or weekly chart, and you're not embedded, traders tend to take money off the table. You're also at the resistance of the 100-day average, and that's about where the market decided to stop. 10-year note did the identical same thing. So there's the action you're getting, and obviously the higher you go, lower interest rates are coming about. In the dollar index, you've gone into a state of collapse. So instead of a market wanting to go up, you've come down. Would you all give me a hands up? Ira, you did a nice job in your last report on the bearishness and where the market might go. You've now hit those targets. I'm not saying you can't go lower, but I am saying to get to the next series of price counts, you got to get like into the 98 level. It can happen. I wouldn't be playing for it right here. You're underneath the 100-day average, the Bollinger Band. You're oversold. For me, the easy money's out of that short play now. Could you go to the 200-day average? Of course you can. It'll be a surprise if you do, but it's only 160 points away. When we look at the eurocurrency, it's the flip-flop of this. The market has gone to the 100-day average, the upper Bollinger Band, and attacking the 200-day. So again, I think the pro money is coming out. You'll say, well, they're going to keep buying. The market's going to the 110 level. Okay, I'll figure out a way to play it after that. But this is the high percentage on a weekly chart that you're getting into rarefied air. Got to be a bit careful here. Canadian dollar, higher high, lower low, no trend so far. If there's anything that our president seems to have, whatever he's got against the Canadians, it just keeps coming out. I don't get it. Trudeau's going on Sunday. If that's the person you don't want to deal with, maybe you should look at whoever's going to come in. Could be Mark Carney. We'll see what happens there. Higher lows, higher highs. You can see how the market is fighting here in the end. So as bullish as I have been in the end, and if you know on the daily charts, I've been saying over and over, I think that you're going to see the central bank raise rates to boost the end. This is an area of big resistance. I'd be very cautious right now. And in Bitcoin, with all the bull news, it didn't go up. So the trend is down. Bollinger Band is the support area. You didn't quite get there. You missed it by $200. And in the scheme of things, that's like hitting it. You're very close. You're already into oversold territory. I'd be careful and watch it. If the market can clear up here, this 99,765 level, you end this downtrend. We'll see what happens and how far this thing goes. I wouldn't be pressing the short side near those lows. The differential between Brent and WTI keeps narrowing in. You can see that. So it's staying now for the first time in a while. Underneath, might be going to $2.50 differential. In Brent, you broke down, hit the lower Bollinger Band, and that's also in an oversold territory. So this could be an area where support. Is there a common theme I'm giving you? We're getting overdone on some of this. That's probably the theme that I'm hitting. WTI crude, right down here. They were talking that if the Trump administration starts buying oil, it would take many years to get us back to a 90%, say, strategic reserve. The Biden administration sold a massive amount of oil to hold inflation down and to keep his party in power at the same time. That oil has to be bought back. And at these prices, I'm wondering why we're not hearing that the Trump administration is buying it back. Although they're going to play it different. I don't think he'll telegraph when he does it. I think he'll telegraph after he does it because he doesn't believe in telling you what he's going to do. He doesn't want you stepping in front of whatever he's doing. So that's a good business move. We will see, and probably that's the way he's going to play that. In the gasoline, you rallied sharply this week and came right back inside that Bollinger Band. You negated the downtrend. You're sort of just drifting sideways now. So you put it all together, and you can see today you rallied a little bit more in the nat gas. A lot of this has to do with the uncertainty of tariffs. Are they going to slam them back on Canada against us if we go? I don't know what's going on, and I wish I did, but I wish I could tell you before I leave on my few days that I had an idea on that. I want to remind you, while I'm gone, to sign up for the free offers that we have, be it the seasonal charts from SeasonX, from the Moore Research Center, my research, Linn Groups. Are you an options trader? Do you like these single-day options? I've got clients trading up a storm with them. You might want to play those. We have not only all of our free offers, but many things from the Chicago Mercantile when you get our futures trading kit, which is included in this. So go to iraepstein.com, free offers. Take a look at them. That's all you've got to do. If you go to iraepstein.com, on the far left are the free offers, and there's an icon I'll have up here. I will catch up with you all next Friday, a week from today. Have a good 4 days without me in these market wrap-ups. You take care.